Welcome to the Motorcycle Mavericks podcast, here in the Law Tigers studio, where we get raw
and real with our good friends within the motorcycle community. Hey there, before we get into this podcast, I want to tell you that this podcast is brought to you by the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. Hey, if you ever injured in a motorcycle accident and need legal representation, the Law Tigers has got your back. We're the Law Tigers, and we are riders just like you. So, if you ever need us, call us at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Well, welcome back to the Motorcycle Mavericks podcast, Ari.
Thank you, sir.
We're here again.
Again?
And it's a good thing we're here.
I agree. I'm having a great day. How about you?
Oh, it's a good day. I got to tell you something I'm excited about. So you lined up this next guest.
Yes.
And you gave me the worst information known to man. Right? I get this little invite that says,
"Who's this Lupe guy?"
That's all I got is Lupe. That was it. And I'm like,
refresh my memory.
What?
Lupe.
Lupe.
Yeah.
And then Lupe walks in, and I realize, and you don't know this, Lupe and I both spent 2-3 hours together at the Sturgis Motorcycle Ride this year.
Yes.
At the Pearwoods Paint Show.
Well, then it's your fault that you didn't know.
We ended up parking our bikes next to each other.
Close.
Yeah, we're,
Some tells me his front wheel was way bigger than yours.
Much bigger.
Compensator. Yeah, but I came up right up to him and complimented him at the show and said, "Dude, your bike's beautiful. I love the colors." He's, "Oh, what do you got?" I'm all, the only pretty much one color bike here at the paint shop. So I kind of feel a little left out, but beautiful bike. And I think you trophied there, didn't you?
I did. I got I don't remember. Yeah.
You never told me.
Yeah, you trophied. I was jealous.
What was it?
Is this the
Best use of color.
Pearwoods Paint Show. Yeah, I took home a trophy for that one.
Yeah.
I got to look to see what it is. I know I've got.
Those are always the best. When you get them from Dave Pearwoods.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it.
I've gotten two, luckily, and grateful for it. Those are like my babies. You can have all the trophies in the world and chase for years as a builder, but
that's the one.
To have those gas tanks are the best.
I've got one, actually. Mine's not a gas tank. When JC built my Tiger Glide, it won best overall paint like 4 years ago. And it was a cool, like the Jody does with a cool.
Oh, you had a pin, a bowling pin.
With the sprocket. So I think I have it out there.
Mine is a derby cover base that they notched out, and it's a rectangular plaque. But it's like translucent. I think it's like plexiglass. So it's like translucent. So they did like 3 or 4 different styles. So I can see through it. And then all the lettering is gold leafing on it.
That's badass. So Jody does some nice stuff. By the way, that show this year, I was blown away by how many. I mean, every year's got good stuff. But this year, oh my God, some of those paint jobs were out of control.
It's my opinion when you, as a, I guess, builder and outside, when you go to events like that, you can go to Daytona, you can go to our local events, but if you go to Sturgis, that's where the hitters come. Those are where the guys come. If you get trophy there, or even win a Pearwoods, you're obviously being seen.
Yeah.
It's good to get them.
So it was ironic that you and I were there. I get this limited information from Ari. Lupe's not ringing a bell.
How many Lupes do you know in the motorcycle industry? Let's be honest, Lionel.
I don't. I probably just one. All right.
We're not talking about the Rocky Point Rally because they're all down there.
Yeah. This was, in all fairness, in Lionel's defense, I've been wanting to have you on, and you were like, I have a list of people I want to have on, and
he calls it the hit list.
It's in no particular order of importance. It's just okay. And
whoever answers their phone first.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you're on the list, and it was kind of very short notice. And so to your credit, I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, I think you hit me up Saturday.
Yeah, usually it's like a month or so in advance. Whatever reason, I don't know what it was, but I appreciate you coming on, and we're excited to have you on and kind of share your story and get to know you.
Yeah.
Like I said, we call it raw and real, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Raw and real here.
So no holds barred, and we're just looking forward to having a conversation and getting to know you and share you with people that tune in.
So I'm going to say something real quick because I'm 6'2".
You're a big dude, yeah.
You're not the biggest dude.
I'm trying to say short.
No, I'm just saying I love the fact that he's not the biggest dude, but you have the biggest wheel baggers.
They're usually the compensators, or my thing is everybody, your builders. You got, Paul Yaffe. Everybody knows Yaffe. He builds a beautiful bike, and he's known for his style. Choppers and the SRTs, and then you got myself, I guess I try to stay in my lane with the 30 bikes and the big wheel bikes, and you kind of stay in that lane of what you're good at and the talent, or that's just like what I like. I like when I roll up to an event, I air it out, and not everybody's going to like them, but they look.
Yeah.
Right.
I may not like that, but I want, maybe a smaller wheel, but the people see the reactions of everybody around them.
Yeah.
You roll up with a bike with a 21 and you're like, oh, that's cool. You roll up with a 30 and you air that 10-foot monster out. They look.
Yeah.
They want to know.
Yeah.
How's it ride? What's it? How does it do this? How does that work? How's that? Why is that? So you get more questions.
Right.
I want the customers to feel safe to talk or ask questions.
Yeah. What made you get into big wheel? Like, why and when did the big wheel bagger thing start for you?
About 12 years ago, 2011.
You've been doing
13, 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we go back. I started about 18 years ago, and my cousin built choppers, and him and Paul were really close. And that bike that I remember sitting on a lift, I was building my first chopper, and I asked Chris Morehouse, and I asked him, hey, I want to build a chopper. And he said, okay, here's a list, here's a book, here's a Parts Unlimited, give me some ideas. So he was building this blue chopper with green flames on it with a twin cam in it, Springer front end. Well, I was building my rigid chopper, 250 rear tire, and I always want the biggest, longest. Same with trucks. When I build trucks, big lifted truck. So about 6 months ago, I'm on Marketplace, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh my God, that's Chris's chopper. So years go around, and I've went from choppers, did a couple bobbers, did the big wheels around 2011, and I just always liked how can I say it's without being conceited? Oh, hey, look at me. Yeah. We all want to be seen. You got a beautiful bike. Ari's got a beautiful bike. So we always want to be seen. So the big wheels, I always wanted to have that big wheel.
Sure.
But then I built a couple for myself, and I always built bikes for myself. And then my friends saw me have a nice bike, clean bike, lines, cleanliness. My big thing is cleanliness. And hey, help me build my bike. Hey, give me some insights. Hey, help me out with this. Oh, hey, this. So it kind of became just as a hobby, because I didn't really build bikes like as a business.
What'd you do before that, by the way?
I owned a mobile detailing business.
Okay.
So I detailed for John Show.
About cleanliness.
Yeah.
The guy who knows.
Yeah, I detailed bikes for Paul Tracy, Black Label Baggers back in the day. I did stuff for John Show, Dirty Bird, or it used to be Sinister, Dirty Bird. And then did the detailing. I did all Nick Trask stuff. So I would always see Nick on these badass bikes, like, damn, those things are cool. What's that sound on them? And there's that turbo. So, I looked up to Nick as a builder, as when he had his little shop there in Deer Valley, and it just, all of a sudden I built a bike one time as I'm in the parking lot at Westworld for Yaffe's show. We're unloading the bike because I literally finished this 30-inch lay frame bike, air Springer front end, the only one I ever built in the world. Or I actually built two. The first one I built, unloading the bike, 30 lay frame, Springer front end. I literally rode it around the block and loaded it in a trailer, took it to Yaffe's show. And I was like, dude, I don't know if thing's going to work, how it's going to ride, nothing at all. So I just thought it was a cool bike.
Yeah.
I rolled into the bike show, and I just see a wave of eyes and faces look like, what the hell is this thing? No front fender, chopper style, 5 3/4 light on the front, 12-inch bars, 10 feet long. What the hell is this big red thing? So Curtis Hoffman, which is one of my buddies back east, he had his Street Glide there, 30 lay frame, I think that was like the first 14 and up bike model. So I roll in there next to him, and it was just like, here we go, pissing match. Like, it's going to be a standoff. And sure as shit, all to Curtis. He won the pro class. I got second behind him. But just the eyes of the 30 bike, having this big wheel bike is just, if they could do 100 miles an hour, perfect. So all my bikes have to do 100.
Oh, so you're saying your 30 wheel bikes can do 100?
My camo bike, my turbo bike, 140 downhill, uphill.
What's it like, by the way? Because I got full disclosure, I am not a big wheelbacker guy. I think they look cool, but I'm a performance guy.
Yeah.
But I always thought there's challenge with those big wheels. You're limited.
Oh no.
How is it? What's the difference in handling?
I tell everybody, have you ever drove like a 10-inch lifted truck?
I hate those things.
Like, I love them. Like my Duramax on the parking lot here. It's got an 8-inch lift, 37s, long bed. I drive it like I drive a car.
Right.
It's like you drive a motorhome. You got to watch where you're going, take your angles wide, know your roads, know ahead of game, know the head of it. That's all it is just paying attention. So I did did you do the Yaffe ride 2 years ago when it rained and snowed up at that pizzeria place?
Yeah.
So my camo bike.
Yeah.
That's when Paul lost the money in the bag.
Yeah, I was next to him.
Yeah, so
$1,000 or $2,000 flew out of his hard bag.
And I found JC's shirt in the bag. But we were doing 100 on that ride at sometime.
I'll neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. So there's times where I was just like, I'm ripping, man. I'm gonna go. Let's go. And I love speed. I'm a speed freak, and I like to go fast. So yeah.
How about like in turns and stuff? What's it like?
You just gotta swing into it and lean. It's once you figure it out and you know it. It's just like riding a stock bike. I ride my 21 bike just like I ride my 30 bike.
Interesting.
Vice versa.
See, what I love about it is let's just call a spade a spade. Those big wheels were hot years ago. And I love the fact that there's still guys like you who still making them, still rocking them, still riding them, still getting the praises, still getting appreciation because you still are going to rock it. And there are a group of our industry who they just follow the trend.
Yep.
They had their bike big wheeled, and what they do, they rolled it into the shop and they said, make it performance now.
Yep.
And they go, well, you cut your neck. You can't do that. Okay, sell it. I'm buying a new bike. Make me a performance bike. And now it's make me an FXR. Make me this. Make me that. But I like the fact that you found what you like. You've planted your flag in it, and you're still rocking 30s at 100 miles an hour up the canyon.
Yep, I got 3 on deck for next year, and then I got
three
more 30s coming out of the chute, and then
these are people that have ordered them from you.
I got 2 on order, and then 1 that I'm building to kind of flip and build, buy, build it, flip it,
Right.
So,
So is 30 your tallest?
32. I've done 2 32 lay frames, Road Kings. That's the biggest. At 34, I've seen a couple in person, and it's just, in my opinion, it sounds hypocritical, but why? Like you got to be 6'5" to ride the thing.
Oh, because of the height. Okay.
Yeah, it's a monster. It's big.
The
big wheels.
Bike. Yeah.
The big wheels. So there's a guy back east.
See, he sat on top of those.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a builder back east, Shannon, in Florida. He's built, I think, a couple trikes with a 34. That's when they first came out, like 4 years ago, with a 34. And it looks a little more proportion with a trike because you get big ass, big body,
right?
But I've seen a couple Road Kings, and it's like, good bro, like little body, big wheel. It's like now we're getting a little
disproportion.
Little proportion. I try to keep myself a little proportion,
Yeah.
So when we talk a 30 wheel, you do not have a tire machine that can mount that, do you?
So
I've always wanted that
He's
question.
the mounter.
Yeah. So how I do it, and it's my opinion, is I cut the tire off, and then I can literally have a new tire on a bare wheel in about 5 minutes.
Wow.
With no tire spins.
No tire spoon.
Yeah. So as a builder and builders in U.S. or nationwide, we watch what they're doing. We do zip ties take the big industrial zip ties, and I want to say about every 6 inches you get
So you're just crushing down the side.
crushing it down, and then you take Dawn soap, slide it around, cut the zip ties, air it up, pop it on.
There you go.
But
Learn something every day.
Yeah.
so one of the first dirty bikes, King Kong, Doug Eggleston.
Yeah,
Hamster.
like, yeah.
Doug Eggleston with King Kong had the leopard wheel on it and everything, or leopard spoke. So I was working at Discount Tire at the time in Scottsdale, Frank Lloyd Wright, right up the street. I worked there for
trends.
I worked there for 8 years.
Bike builder, discount, then bike builder.
Yep, I was I owned my detailing business and was detailing on the side, or detailing and working Discount. So all of a sudden, this guy rolls up to Discount Tire with his black Escalade, and I look at him like, I know this cat. And I said, I know you. He's like, well, I'm looking for a Lupe. I'm like, well, you're looking right at him, man. How you doing, sir? And he's all, well, how do you know me? And I said, oh, you're from the Billet Bar, Myron's Billet Bar. Cause I said, you had the first 26, one of the first 26s, and you had the legendary Kong. And he's like, man, you know a little too much about it, kid. I said, well, I mean, I build choppers. I've done a couple. And he's like, well, what do you have? I said, I have called a tuxedo bike, the white one with a 21 and 250 rear tire, 18 with a black spoke wheels. He's like, oh, that bike's beautiful. Wait a minute, you were parked right out in front of Billet Bar, right as you walk out. I was like, yeah, Myron told me to park right there. And he's like, well, tell you, kid, that's how you park. You want to get known, you park right up front. And from that day on, ironically, Doug is my sponsor. And everywhere we go, Doug parks right up front. So it's kind of...
You built Doug's bike. You built Doug.
I've done the last 5 bikes for Doug, yeah.
5 bikes.
Yep.
Over how long?
9-year period.
All big wheel.
No. So he had the fat tire bike, little Hot Wheels bike with the flames on it. That bike went through a couple hands of people trying to get to build that bike, and he finally said, hey, you remember that fat tire bike I was trying to build like 15 years ago? I'm like, yeah, with the big steel body and this weird mesh front end. He's like, yeah. He's like, we need to get that built. I was like, well, where is it? I haven't seen it. He's like, oh, it's in my garage in Scottsdale there, buried in the back underneath these cars and lifts, and sure as shit, there it was. So I built that in about 6 months.
Okay.
Oh. And 220 wide, 20-inch wheel, fat tire, lay frame, Road King. I mean, the thing's probably maybe 6 feet long. Full single down tube, had it Sturgis. It won a Sturgis there. So, But yeah, I've done his lay frame Road Glide, fat tire bike, his old shovel head AMF bike. So I'm getting ready to do a chopper too.
For Doug.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've got a couple of like loyal customers that keep you pretty busy, right?
Yep.
How many bikes do you typically build in a year on average?
The last 5-6 years, and when I went on my own, probably about, give or take, 5 to 10 full frame up builds. But I mean, that's frame up.
Right.
Like start from nothing, or just a base bike, piles, parts, whatever.
So 5 to 10 a year.
Yeah.
So you stay, for a one-man show, you stay pretty busy.
Yeah, that's way busy. It's 12 months in a year, man. You're turning them fast.
Yeah, like Casper, my white bike that went in front of the board this year. They came to me at Bike Week here in Arizona, and Chris Thill's Hamster, and Doug said, hey, we need to find him a sponsor. Let's get this ball rolling, and they came to me at Bike Week and said, Doug's like, yeah, I'll sponsor him.
Nice.
And then after Bike Week, it was like, God, I'm like grateful. Like, what do I build? Like, what do I do? Like, I don't know. I'm like, that one time you got to throw everything into one bike. What do I do? And my mind's was turning during Bike Week. Like, what do I build? What do I do? And Doug literally said, just do something simple. You've always done something simple.
Yeah, they don't really care as long as it's a custom bike.
But to me, I
I mean,
want.
obviously, you want to show.
Yeah, I want to show what I do, and there I was. I brought Bill Castor in 2.5 months. Frame up. Started with a frame and started with a motor, pieces, and started wrangling parts up.
Yeah, you got to see this bike. It's beautiful.
I have to look at.
I mean,
I heard the name, but I don't remember.
The white one, the white.
I'm sure I've seen it. Yeah, I'm sure. My mind's not.
You see thousands of bikes.
Yeah, but so how much fabrication do you personally do on these bikes?
I'll do a lot of the cutting, mocking up, tack weld some stuff up. I'm not and this is where builders kind of get their good name, bad name opinions. I'm not a Jesse James, but a builder can design in my head. I design it, and I can sit there and look at my fab guy and say, hey, this is what I see. This is what I want. I know you can do it.
Right.
Build it. This is how I want the pipes. This is how I'll take welding rod and kind of bend it and kind of stick it up on the bike and or draw it out, sketch it out. This is what I want.
So there's a very different skill set fabricating versus building, it sounds like, yes?
Yes. I'll do all the mock-up. I'll do all the, and then I've even, like, my fab guy will kind of tack it up.
Yeah.
Like, set of exhaust, and then I'll be like, nope, bend this. I want this tuck in more so your knee don't rub or your heel don't rub. But in my head, when customers come to me and say, hey, I want this color, I want this wheel, I want this, and this, and I'd be like, nope, and yes. And they're like, you just killed my idea. I said, no. You don't put a black wheel on a bike with machine cut daggers on it and just ugly lines to a wheel with a nice chrome this and chrome that, chrome hand controls and chrome boards. So you got to kind of educate them, work with them, and kind of say, hey, well, you do know they make that wheel in chrome. In my opinion, this is what would look good. So you kind of, I see a bike, like some builders will sketch it all out and draw it all out like a Chip Foose of the hot rod world.
Yeah.
He'll sit there and draw it out and color it, and it'll look just like that car. Well, that's easy to me. That's an easy, it's already done. You took the fluff out of the build. I like to do it in my head. Keep that challenge alive in my head all times.
Gotcha.
So
it's just a different way of doing it.
Yeah, it's just a different way. I like working with the customers hands-on with the design of it. And I'll mock it up and say, nope, that don't look.
Is it hard to tell somebody, like, I don't know, like
your money's green, but it's not.
Yeah, somehow or you don't have enough. Like I've done the bike build collab with Paul, and with Jason Mook, but I'm not like, but I've heard, but Paul's told me, like, I have another buddy named Scott Becker.
Yep.
Scott's done like 5 or 6 bikes with Paul. I've done 2 with Paul now, one with Jason, but I'm not like very particular. I'm like, look, you guys are the experts, I give them a little bit of feedback, but most of it's like, do we want to do it? Scott thinks he knows everything and tries to tell Paul what he wants.
Oh, that's a dicker there. I see that.
Yeah. So I guess, Mike, with you, how do you find a balance so that you don't piss somebody off who clearly doesn't necessarily know what looks cool? They may think it is, but at the same time, giving them some concessions or giving a little bit of consideration.
I feel that the customers obviously see, you've been at Cave Creek Bike Week.
Yeah.
And you see the variety I have. I usually have about 15 to 20 bikes in my booth. So they get a realization of like, hey, this is obviously, he got more than 1 or 2 bikes in his booth here. So I tell a customer, hey, when they come to me and say, hey, I want to build a bike, I say, okay, I want you to go on SMTs or JADs or this guy's company, Mads, or whoever they like. Where I say, okay, of all these bikes here, what wheel do you like? I like that. Okay, body kits, what do you like? I like that one. So I start putting, it's like going to Filiberto's and get burrito. Not everybody wants everything in the kitchen sink in there. So it's kind of pick and choose. So then I said, this bike it's people ask me, how do you see it? I started designing it in my head before they're even done talking. I'm like, oh, so you want this.
I prefer Chipotle over
Yeah.
that, by the way.
No, I want the greasy spoon.
You haven't been
original.
Philberto's?
Yes.
All right.
So bros at 2 a.m, man. Come on,
it's like-
after a couple
that's
drinks, you know, you're like, yeah.
So when you get a customer like that, don't pigeonhole yourself. But what are you looking at if you come to Lupe for a custom build bike?
I think Lionel might be interested. Here we go. You
Obviously,
know
like
about Lupe?
I could tell you like the darker colors. You're a cowboy style. You got the accent. You're from back, you know, Texan style. You
Utah.
like you pretty much same thing. Flat.
We claim you know, Utah's not
We
flat.
got some mountains.
You got more mountains in Texas, though.
So a lot more in Texas.
But I seen one of your bikes, so I kind of get an idea. You like the rich colors, browns, candies, black, not just a black, just do a pearl.
Green, right? Green.
I love green. Yeah.
Like
Good
a-
green bike.
You like darker green, not just like
No,
neon.
not neon. No.
You like the darker, richer colors, country colors.
Country color. I like that.
Well, I was
colors,
born
I
on,
like that.
a lot of people don't know, is my mom was a professional barrel. My dad was a bareback
Nice.
and bull trainer.
There we go.
So I was born in California, Northern California, on a farm. I was raised on a farm.
Your legs aren't bow-legged, so
He's
you
a
didn't
cowboy.
ride
Yeah,
those,
but I
did
could
you?
probably ride a bull bearing you.
I bet you can too. I got a lot more mass than you do.
So-
But put me on a bareback pony, we'll put you to school.
Yeah. So it's I see bike in my head before.
Yeah.
But like if you wanted to come up to me, I would say chrome, a lot of rich colors, a lot of nice, elegant, no sharp lines, like a spiky style wheel or spikes on the grips or pointy mirrors. You like a nice, simple, elegant.
I feel like I'm having my motorcycle tarot cards read.
I know. Hey, you
I get
you may end up with a fourth bike build before you know it.
here, Sturgis. But no, I can read a customer by the way they dress, the way they pick from the bikes. I can read them, pretty well. So how they are. Like I just built a bike for a guy for Bike Week, and he likes loud colors and loud this and loud that and graffiti this, and the bike's beautiful. To each is their own. And I told him, I said, hey, a lot of people are like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. Everybody asks for every seat, everybody likes everything different, and that's what he wanted. And when you look at that bike, people look at that bike and then they see him like, yep,
Makes sense.
so.
Have you ever had a nightmare customer story where you're like, this motherfucker, I wish I would have never taken his money. I don't want to deal with, or her, probably him. Most cases. Is there have you read a story like where you regretted doing a deal? You don't have to name the name, but.
No, I'm doing one right now, but you know what? It's at the end of the day, the customer he went to another builder and things didn't work out. And they get stuck in my shop and I'm waiting for his painter. Well, me as a builder, I told him, I said, listen, man, your painter's got to get on the ball after 3 years of waiting. Either come get it.
Those tins have disappeared.
Dude, it sucks because the bike's got so much talent and so much engraving on it. Beautiful bike, but it's not my cup of tea. So people see this bike in my shop and are like, what the is that? I'm like, dude, if you met him, you would understand. But it's got a little bit of everything and there's a lot of engraving.
So what's the nightmare or the issue with it? Like why? Is it just delays or what's the problem?
Whoever built the bike before the mock-up wasn't done right.
You're dealing with.
So you're
Dealing
thinking
like
it's
it's 10 feet forward, 9 steps
Yeah.
back.
So it's not the
5 feet
customer, it's the
forward.
bike.
It's the bike, and then the customer. It says now the customer is starting to see it come to life.
You wanted to be riding it yesterday.
How much longer? I want my bike, and I give myself that deadline. Okay, Oktoberfest or Cave Creek Bike Week or this event. Because I like that when I build a bike for somebody, I want to unveil it in front of everybody. Because the customer should appreciate hey, you got a beautiful bike here. Let's unveil it at this event or unveil it at this event. So I'll kind of push the builds back a little bit, gives you that fluffer time. But I want the customer to see the looks of people's faces. Just not, okay, well, your bike's done. Here you go. Thank you. Shake your hand, collect your labor money, and you're off. To me, woo, is gone, you know? And I think this bike has just got so much going on. It's like, it's actually overwhelming. There's so much going on. The things that I wouldn't do on the bike.
But why'd you agree to it? If you didn't, why you do agree to someone else's best?
Are you jonesing for a great ride or go to a really cool event, whether it's local, maybe regional, or even national? Well, I've got the solution for you. At Law Tigers, we provide resources such as where all these events are taking place. It gets updated regularly with all the latest and greatest events, and I'm sure there's some that you would want to go to definitely. So if you're looking for that great ride or great event, visit lawtigers.com/events and check out what's going on in your area or nationally.
I've seen this guy come to me at Vegas Bike Week for 5 years, 6 years, I think 5 or 6 years. He's like, dude, man, I wish I would have just had you build me this bike because it's at this guy's shop and it's taking forever.
Right.
I see you've built all these bikes here, and he's from Vegas. So, and then I went, man, I would have done this different. I would have done this different. I would have done that different. I would have done this. But hey, it's his bike, and it's hard when you didn't design it, and it's hard when you did originally mock it up, and now
You inherited somebody's ugly baby.
So yeah, it's very hard to me because I feel like I'm just bolting something together.
Sure.
Like he wants it this way because it was purposely to do it this way, and that's not the way I do it. And it's just like, God.
So I'm sure you learned your lesson not to do that.
Yeah,
But it's 3 years on paint, though, you said?
I waited 3 years for paint, and that bike sat in my shop just collecting dust. And I finally told him, listen, man, I want to start charging the painter storage fees, or you got to come get the bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not a big audio guy, not really into audio bikes, and this bike's got a lot of audio. So the deal is just get the bike ready to start. It'll go back to the motor guy that originally was building the motor. He's going to build the exhaust on it. And then after that, sir, you're going to take the bike to get the audio done. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Because you get married to it. Now it's my problem. I'm not.
Right. You don't want that.
I didn't order a single audio thing on this bike. You take it to somebody to get audio done. And that's another thing in a big wheel game is audio bikes. It's just
that. I listened to a few inserters like the audio competitions, and it's crazy how good some of the audio is, but the money and the effort.
There's also those guys that have to roll out a little mini Honda generator to run their bike, to run their audio.
Yep. And I hate to say this, but some of those audio guys that were building the big wheels kind of killed the game for the big wheel builders. Because now you got these bags that hold 4 12s and 2 10s. And now guys like me that like to ride the big wheels at 100, these people start seeing these big wheels with audio, and you can't even go 40 miles an hour because the load rating of these bikes are 1,800 pounds. It's like, come on, you're steering the consumers away.
Right.
You're steering them away from what I love to build. And these people see these bikes that get built with big wheels, 26s and 30s, and they're like, oh, well, he's got a 30 and he's got all this audio. How can he ride it? He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a show.
It's just showpiece.
So
look, hear me now.
Yeah. I mean, trust me. I had this one guy played at the Iron Horse 2-3 years ago. And I couldn't believe how loud and clear it was.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he probably got $100,000 into the audio system.
And I've walked up to other builders at events, and it kind of like not upsets me, but it's like, dude, like you built this bike, and you got a big 30 on it, and lay frame, all this pretty paint job, but your wires are showing, gaps are huge, paint's cracking, and all these amps and all these subs, and oh man, let's go for a ride. Well, what do you mean? I said, get on that freeway and do 100. Wow, that's crazy. I can't even get this thing up to 55. Why? If you're going to build it, ride it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I like to ride. I like to go. I want to go. Let's ride. They can't. So to me, it's a defeated. You can't even ride.
Yeah. Well, you brought up, the trend. Obviously, the trend is not. It's kind of on the downturn, right? On the big wheel, And it seems like a lot of stuff kind of is popular here, California, then it kind of goes back east, right? And then it kind of
Back east is pretty big still. There's a couple big builders back there. The big
building it takes its time to get there.
right.
Yeah, it goes back. It's weird. It's just perfect. You can admit, I think we sat at Sturgis last year, Justin and some of the other guys that day. I'm like, hey, you know what's getting big again? Choppers.
Yeah. It's cyclical.
It comes around. I'm sitting in my head. I got all these extra parts in my shop. And I got like 4 30-inch wheels sitting in my shop. I got body kits and this and that.
Big wheel chopper?
Yeah.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, there's been a couple. And I sit back and look and I'm like, oh, yep.
So do you think there'll be a time when there won't be any demand or any desire for big wheel bikes anymore? Or do you think there's always going to be some?
It'll feather out to where there'll be, I might do 1 or 2 a year. But I like to look, I'm grateful for the customer base I have that
Right.
I already got one guy's like, hey, I want to build another 30 bike lay frame next year.
What's that cost?
Awesome.
Ballpark. Yeah.
It all depends. You can start at your 30K. It depends on the paint job. Depends on if you want your motor polish, Cerakoted, or
range, high, low.
30 to 50.
And what 30 to 50, and then
That's for like a Road King with no fairing. When you start getting the fairing, then it's another $5,000.
okay,
You know,
so 55. So what gets it up to the 70, 80,000?
paint jobs, Cerakoting the motor, pulling the motor completely apart. All new bearings, new this, new cam, or doing cam kit. I want my cylinders done. I want them diamond cut, or I want a fully polished motor. Like I did a bike a couple years ago, a Road King, and he's like, I want this. I want ARP chrome bolts. So then you buy the ARP bolts are already for a whole bike. I mean, one bolt's $8, $5 to $8.
Yeah.
Times a couple hundred bolts on a bike. You start washers, stainless this, chrome this. It starts adding up. You could be $5,000 just in hardware on a bike. Then he's like, I want everything chrome, all chrome bolts. If we find a nick in a chrome part, re-chrome it. Okay. So it's almost like double chrome. Like I want double chrome. I want this. I want that. I want Springer front end, chrome wheels. I mean, I want this thing to look like a masterpiece.
And that's how much?
God, I think that Road King was 65 when it was done. But then he's like, I want all panel paint job with satin gray, like a negative positive look. So
Okay.
What's a high low on a paint job?
I think that paint job was $15,000,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even a streak line. That was just a gas tank, side covers, bags, lids, frame. We did the frame. We did the tubes of the frame. We did the underneath. So you look underneath the frame and it's all paneled on the frame.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
but a paint job like that, once you start going with like a fairing and a front fender, I mean, you can be up 15, 18 grand. And I've watched painters. I've seen how they do their work, and I've seen the steps. From being a detailer, I could read a paint job from 5 feet and be like, yep, they missed that. That
Sure.
ain't cut and buffed. I mean, it's a lot
Why
of
does
work.
it get so expensive? It's just the labor?
Material. Because for example, when you do a panel paint job,
Yeah.
you got the flake. You obviously body work it, prep it, seal it, wet sand it, get that flatness, and then you lay, say, your silver flake. The silver flake goes over and gives it that sparkle look.
Yeah.
Then you got to dump almost 5 coats of clear, because what happens when you clear over flake, it looks like salt and pepper. You can feel like a wall, like a brick wall. So 1 coat of clear, 2 coats of clear, 3 coats of clear, 4 coats of clear. Well, clear is not cheap. So then you get the 5 coats of clear with that flake, and then finally you get that smooth feel. Then you got to block it out, sand it out, and then you do your graphics on top of it, and your candies, and your taping, and masking. So, I mean, I've seen some of those paint jobs, even like on the cars. You go to lowrider shows, $100,000.
Yeah.
And there's hours, months of taping.
Yeah.
So when you start getting to paint jobs like that, it's I could tell a customer, I'm like, well, you got This bike over here is a 30 Road King lay frame with one color. Done, delivered, 35 grand. You got that Road King over there with the motor done and polished and ARP chrome bolts and that panel paint job. You're 60 grand. Well, what's the difference? Time.
Yeah. We're buddies with JC.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Well, he's both painted bikes for us.
yeah. I've done both giveaway bikes, done our bikes personally. And, yeah, when I first had my bike done by him, the Tiger Glide, and he gave me a good deal, I was still a little sticker shock.
Oh, yeah.
Because you just don't have a concept of time, materials, design. It's to me kind of like the new Chrome now. If you want to really, you know, differentiate yourself and show off or whatever, be unique, it's in the paint.
A lot of my bikes, like my Casper bike, I made that color in like a couple hours, just like throw this together. My fine wine bike, I had a bike with like a sparkly grayish gold hue to it that let's throw this in and throw this in and make a little of this and let it go. And Dave Perowitz actually picked that bike as the best use of color bike. It's just, that to me is unique. And then when you say custom, anybody but a lot of my bikes I like to work with the customer and tell them, hey, it's not if, it's when you're going to scratch this. It's not if and when you're going to want to put a tour pack or speaker lids or change this or change that or go from a 26 to a 30. So let's go to a car dealership. Pick your color from a car. Kia, Mazda, Toyota, Chevy, they have nowadays beautiful colors. So if you do have an accident or scrape something, you can paint code.
Oh,
Done.
Yeah, I think with that.
Yep. Like Mazda has a red, like I'm doing a soft tail right now. That's a pretty Mazda style red.
Oh,
Have an issue? Shoot it. But like my white bike or my champagne bike, you ain't color matching that. It's going to take more time. You'll get it, but it's just time. Time is money.
yeah.
So it's I like to, if I want to build something unique, it's going to be a little bit of this, that, a little bit of this, and I'll spray it and see what it looks like.
So
Then I can go from there.
when you take a donor bike and you're going 30-inch lay frame, what's the angle? What are you cutting? What's it over?
So it could be,
neck.
it depends on if you're doing a short neck or you're doing 26, traditional neck. And you go from 38. Some people like it kicked out a little farther, but I use American suspension trees or 9-degree trees, or
Okay.
some companies are 11, some are 9. So it depends on like American suspension has a bolt-on neck.
Yeah, I've seen that. So when I built that bike you saw, I was contemplating doing a 26-inch front. But I, didn't trust myself to cut and re-weld the neck, and didn't know if I trusted a bolt-on. So I went with the 21 and I stayed how it was.
Yeah. So I could put 6 bikes in a parking lot and look at them from the side. If you take, let's say, Walmart parking lot and just line up all these bikes and you put me in a crane or somewhere up high, I could look from 50 yards away and be like, bolt on, cut, rake, cut, rake, cut, rake.
What's
Just the way that, like, so if you do like 42 degrees total, you just throw a number out there. I could tell the way a 42 bolt-on neck looks compared to a cut and rake neck.
Really?
I could tell right off. I've done some testing with SMT on their wheels and tires, because I come from my past history before Harleys was chassis building race bikes, dirt bikes. I worked with Monster Kawasaki. I raced myself. So I can get on a bike and tell you the difference between a Shinko 30 and a V-rubber 30. I could tell you the difference between a Shinko rear tire and a Dunlop rear tire at 80 miles an hour. I could tell the difference.
Huh.
You could put them all at 42, and I could tell you the difference. I could tell you how the difference between a bad dad rear fender kit's going to feel on the road at 80. And I can tell you the difference between a big, long, dirty bird rear end is going to handle or a powerhouse rear end. It's just because a lot of people too, I explain like, hey, you do that big ass end on that bike, it creates an air. It's like a parachute. And about 90, you're going to start feeling a little light.
Pushing it.
A little light. Oh, well, that's because that air gets trapped under there.
Interesting.
And a lot of it too is how you air your bike up when you ride it. If you ride with your front end down, your ass end up a little bit, the air will escape faster.
You're talking about the air suspension.
Air suspension, like my Camo bike, my Road King.
Yeah.
I'll ride with it aired up all the way in the rear and front end almost 3/4 of the way down, and that thing just is a rocket at 100 to 120. Uphill, downhill. Turning curves when we rode to Payson, Pine Top. I rode with all you guys.
Yeah.
Just 100, cruising.
Yeah. Interesting. So let's talk. You said, early on. Let's talk a little bit about your history. So I know you said you're a motocross racer, right? Professionally, right?
Yeah, I raced.
Kind of go back and give us your history of work. I know you worked for Justin, who we're all friends.
You're
with.
talking pre discount time.
Take us back. Way.
So it all started. I started out 8 years old. I grew up with no father. Never seen my dad. He left when I was like 3. So
You grew up here, by the way? Where'd you grow up?
California,
Okay.
on like I said earlier, the ranch in San Jose.
That sounds about right. A bull rider coaching dad, up and vanishing. About a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, and everybody says, "Oh, you're a Lupe." It's my dad was Mexican, full Guadalupe, full Mexican, and my mom always says, "Yep, met him at the bar, the country bar dancing, had a few too many cocktails." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, that was a mistake."
Your mom is Hispanic, right?
My mom's white.
Okay.
What? Yeah, was white.
Okay, hold on. Before you go any further, I got to ask this question, though. Did he ride bulls American style or Mexican style? Or do you know?
What's the difference?
I don't. Yeah, bull's a bull, man.
Oh, no.
It's like a big girl's a big girl.
Authentic Mexican bull riders ride no hands.
No hands.
They have locking spurs.
Yeah.
They literally stand above that bull. They jump, lock their heels in, and they ride no-handed.
Really?
American and Brazilians ride different ropes.
Yeah,
There's a
one
different
hand.
Brazilian rope. There's American rope, but they ride one-handed. But you can't have locking spurs in like the PRCA and the
PBR, like Tough Header Men, all those guys trained at my parents' facility.
Oh,
It
that's
was like a boot camp.
Cool.
So, but I got my first dirt bike when I think I was 12, around 11, 12. And then I just rode around the neighborhoods. Got where I live in East Mesa, it's just nothing but desert.
Right.
So I always would ride by this one guy's house and see that he had dirt bikes, like race bikes. I was kind of intrigued by it. So back in the day, when you're a kid, you can just go ride your bicycle around. Mom didn't care. Just, hey, that light's on the street. You better have your ass in or your door's locked. So I would go ride this dirt bike around the neighborhoods. And then he's like, hey, I stopped by. Hey, man, you ride dirt bikes? I got this old beater here. He's, cool bike, man. You need a helmet, though. I'm like, okay. And he came out one day. I was riding. He flagged me down. He said, hey, here's a helmet. I don't want to see your brain splatter. So started wearing a helmet. And then he's like, hey, man, a little YZ85. You should come out to the track with me sometime, but you need gear. I don't have gear. My mom and I didn't have a lot of money. So he said, well, I got some old gear. Here's some gear. So he'd take me out to the dirt bike track, and I just started riding around this track. And then he brought me to a couple of local races, and then he ended up being a professional supercross rider.
Mm.
So he ended up getting signed on with Factory Japan, Suzuki. He went overseas. He was gone, I think. His name was Ted Campbell. So years go by, and I start racing. My mom would take me out to the track, because his parents and my mom, obviously in that time frame, linked up, because we lived really close. So they said, hey, you should take your son out to Canyon Raceway or Speed World, or let him just go ride. That's how we got our kids into it.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom would take me out to Canyon after she got done driving her school buses and go out there and practice. And I can't say it natural, but I was doing good. I started making these Kawasaki bucks and making money. So then I went to California and raced a big race out there, and shit, I didn't know. I ended up walking out of that weekend with a contract and
Nice.
got hooked up with a couple bikes, and thereon, it just snowballed. And then I raced California a lot, moved over to California, living at couch surfing and living, and that was the dream in 94, 95, 96. California was the mega. You want to get fast? That's where you go. So I ended up dropping out of school to race dirt bikes, make money, help my mom out with bills. So I got hurt really bad in 2001 when I rode for Team Motor World, and got hurt pretty bad. Woke up four weeks later.
You were up for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, broken jaw, eye socket, cheekbone, wrist in 3 spots, femur, tailbone, sternum, 3 ribs, shoulder.
Racing or practice?
Racing. Came up short on a test track. Spun around on one of the berms before the whoops. Go through the whoops. Triple. Well, I spun out in the berm. Went just something mild. Picked the bike up. Well, I guess I slid my foot out. Turned the gas off. Started up, through the whoops, made the right-hand turn. Yes.
And it stopped.
I guess that's what happened. I woke up weeks later.
Wow.
It sounds like a blessing in disguise to wake up and not remember it all and know exactly and be able to visualize it all.
Yeah, it took me a long time to start remembering what happened. Like remembering, I look up and can't talk. My jaw's wired up, and so it's. And I remember my mom, suck it up. Waiter, suck it up. What do you want to do?
What year was this?
02, 03.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this is after you came out of the coma?
Yeah. I just said, you know what? I'm over it. If you look at supercrossers, motocross career, they're short-lived.
Yeah.
And you get burnout. I mean, I was training. You fly home from a race.
There's not much money in it either, unless you're like the top super.
I was making $60,000 a year as a
nice living. But I'm saying
at 15, 16 years old back then.
But like when you think about like some pro guys, it's not like
millions. There's big money.
But is it just a couple of the top guys?
You got Hayden Deegan. You got Chase Sexton, Kenny Roxon. I mean, there's big money. So fast forward, I started working for a kid here locally, Marky Worth. He was riding for Team Green. Big contract. He was the next big kid coming out of the amateurs. I mean, he was making dumb money. I mean, we show up to an amateur race, and I get, as a mechanic, I'm getting free shoes, clothes, free this, free that, just as a mechanic. I mean, this kid's getting helmets, show up money to show up at these events, spies giving him money, plus endorsements. I mean, we're getting paid to go over here. He rode for Team USA. I mean, there's almost, I get sad to say, is there's almost more money in amateur racing than there is, because once you go amateur and you go pro, AMA pro, it's like starting back. Unless you had that contract.
Oh, really?
Like we showed up to Loretta's and we didn't have a pro contract coming out of Loretta's. You didn't have nothing. And it was just like a light switch. No help. No nothing. And he ended up retiring 2 years later.
Dang.
It was a hard pill to swallow because there was kids leading up to that race at Loretta's that we beat them in championships. We beat them all year long. We beat them at this. We beat them at that. But if you don't win Loretta's, you're almost a sinking duck.
So you were a mechanic at
I was wrenching for him. Yeah.
Okay, so basically,
I went from racer to retired. And then I actually, when I retired, I totally stepped away from it completely. Just shut it off. Like if you would never know if you go to my house, you would never see a dirt bike there. You wouldn't see my trophies. You wouldn't see gear. You wouldn't see nothing. I just burn out.
Sure.
Done. Over it. So I ended up starting to work at Discount Tire.
Okay.
And I had my detailing business on the side, a couple days a week.
This is after you got out of the the motocross.
Yeah,
gig.
the racing part of it.
How
So
old were you at this point?
22, 23, give or take.
Discount. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then my manager would show up, had this big 20-foot box trailer with all these YZ250s and looking pretty. He looked like a factory racer. He was this guy named Mike and had to have the best of the best. Best of the best. Well, that's cool. He never knew. 2 years into working there, he never knew I even knew anything about it at all.
Oh my gosh.
So I hired this kid named Brian that raced with me here locally. And I told Brian, I said, don't you say a word to Mike that I used to race. That he is Mr. I remember him, Mike, sitting there at lunch one day. He's like, I wish I could go to Supercross and meet Jeremy McGrath and meet Chad Reed and meet this guy and this guy. I'm like, I know Chad. I know Jeremy. I know him. But I played dumb. So all of a sudden one day, Lupe, can you please come to the office, please? And I'm in the back room and I look across and I see Brian walk out of the office. I'm all, you mother. I knew what he did. Because Brian had his dirt bike out in the truck.
Uh-huh.
So Mike's like, so you're going to tell me the truth? Who are you really? I'm like, I'm a Lupe, man. I work at Discount Tire.
I'm not a drug mule.
I'm half Mexican. No hablo español. So he's like, so you're going to tell me to usually ride motocross? Do a little supercross stuff. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Looks at me with this dumb look. I said, I don't want to discuss about it. He's on.
What was your hesitancy, by the way?
Probably because I put so much effort. Because if you get into that motocross world and there's the parents, the family of it.
Uh-huh.
See, like I said, I didn't have family. It was just my mom and I.
Right.
So if I wanted those free bikes or I wanted that free gear or that limelight of it, I just had to ride harder. I had to prove.
Uh-huh.
So that's where that proving came into building bikes. It's like, okay, I'm starting at the bottom and I want to be like that guy. So what do you got to do? Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Put out quality. Put out that quality. So in racing, it's quality. You ain't going to get good. You ain't going to get free stuff if you don't have quality. You don't have speed, grit, training, how you train, how you ate, how you rode, how you committed to practice, commit to this. So I committed 110%. You go to the track, you do your 3 30-minute motos, then you go road bike 40 miles.
Yeah.
You're in bed sleeping by 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You do it all over again.
But what is it? Why did you not want to tell him about your past?
The burnt out. It's just burnt out. Just over it. In racing, there's a lot of politics to it. And you can get gutted.
Was this guy trying to get something out of you or just wanted,
No, I just did. When you get burnt out and you get...
just didn't want to talk about it.
My dreams were crushed, kind of in a way. Like in racing, you just kind of ended and like...
All right. From pro racer to Discount Tire?
Mm-hmm.
I can see where that would be. From what you've said so far of wanting some attention, that could be a gut check.
Yeah, so...
It happens with any major... You have football players that top of their career...
Are working at car dealerships.
Done.
There's football players working at car dealerships now.
Who's that?
There's football players working at car dealerships.
A lot of them are serving time, too. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So he's like, well, I want to watch you ride. I'm like, nope. What do you mean, no? And I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with it, man. Sorry. And I got up and walked out of the office. Like, literally just left him like, no. So he came by me a couple days later and he had 2 dirt bikes in the back of his truck, YZ250s. And he's like, hey, you're coming out to the track with this. You're not going to say no. I got gear. Brian's coming. We're going to go down to Casa Grande this weekend. Not tonight, but this weekend we're going to go ride. And I'm going to give you a bike to ride. I want to see you ride. And I was like, nope. well, no ain't a no to me. You're coming. So he knew my mom really well. Look, at my mom would come by because my mom was like my best friend, you know, and she would come by the shop and bring me lunch and this and that. I was a mama's boy, you know. So he I was like, screw it. Now I haven't been on a bike in 5 years, whatever, 6 years, I want to say. Now we're 2008. Yeah, 5, 6 years, 7 years, whatever. So sure as shit, I went out that Sunday, rode with him, and threw down some heaters and threw down some good laps, and kind of got the itch again. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't want to do nothing. I want nothing to do with the sport.
Are you jonesing for a great ride or go to a really cool event, whether it's local, maybe regional, or even national? Well, I've got the solution for you. At Law Tigers, we provide resources such as where all these events are taking place. It gets updated regularly with all the latest and greatest events, and I'm sure there's some that you would want to go to definitely. So if you're looking for that great ride or great event, visit lawtigers.com/events and check out what's going on in your area or nationally.
Okay. Well, later that day, my mom pulls up. Mike gets in his truck, his F-350. I remember driving down to Nash, which was Champion at the time, before Bill Nash turned into Nash Motorsports. Champion was right around the corner.
Right.
In Mesa. Sure as shit, here comes Mike and my mom in this CR 250F in the back of a truck. I was like, oh, you're going red, huh? You went from blue to red? He's like, it's not for me. It's for you. I'm like, nope. And literally turned back around, walked back in the bay and started working. I had done to do with it. And he's like, listen, watching a rider with that experience from so many years ago, just going out and just laying it down, like on a bike he's never even rode, was like, I was like, dude, that's just what, when a racer is embedded in his mind, or a car builder, or anybody, cook, can just go out and do it. It's just repetition.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike. So why did he buy you a motorcycle?
He, I guess, wanted me to, so he said, listen, do it on your own terms. Don't do it because you have to do it. Don't do this because it's a job. Don't do it because you have to make this money. You have to do it. I want to see you just go out and ride. Come on, have fun. And my mom's all, just do it because you love to do it. Do it because that's what you did, but when you were a little kid, not as a job.
Yeah.
But sure as shit, I just went out and I just started riding. He paid for the first year of all my practices.
Really?
Hey, yeah, you want this? Hey, you need gear? You need this? So yeah, it was
for him. Like, why did he do that?
And then he said, hey, in my return is just come out to the track and work with me.
Oh, he
ride with
coach
me.
him.
Coach him a little bit and just, make him better. Because he used to race, he raced the Vet Nationals.
Oh, so he wasn't no slouch then.
No, he was pretty good. Yeah, Mike was pretty good. So then he said, hey, the world, this 2 years go by and he's still helping me, after the first year. And then I ended up picking up a YZ 252 stroke, just like he did. He had one. And I ended up going riding the World Vet Nationals at 25. It's like the only 252 stroke out there against all 450s. I think I finished 8th of 38 riders.
That's pretty good.
So, and then sure shit, I want to say a month after that, I broke both wrists. And I was just like, the racing started to get again a little too competitive. So I took some time off and I just ride for fun now. My daughter's 11 and she rides. We actually rode yesterday, Motoland, and just ride to have fun. And actually I am going to, I will say this, I think it's the first Saturday of November. I'm going to race out of ACP with some guys that I've been working with at the track. Just, I do dirt bike service work and I help people out that don't have the money, because a lot of these trainers charge you $200 an hour.
That's great.
So I just like to go out and ride and have fun and work with a couple guys and,
that's great.
Hey, let's go race, let's set a goal.
Yeah. We talked about your motocross days. You, like a couple of other guests that we've had on, did your discount tire stint, which is admirable because I feel bad for those guys, man.
Oh,
Especially in like 100 and fucking.
Well, here,
oh yeah. It was. I mean, you walk by the guys, and back then, if you had tattoos like me, I'm all sleeved up, so I would have to wear long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, they're dying.
Yeah, 110 degrees. Plus, you're constantly working. It's not like a desk job where you're
Inside.
I mean, you're like putting
You're
on
hustling.
tire. I mean, that's work.
I remember
hard work.
even through my discount shirt and in my undershirt, my long sleeve shirt, I would have, from picking up the tires and moving them, I'd have black on my
Everywhere,
shirts.
yeah.
I had to scrub with Dawn
What were you
soap.
making? What were you making by? What do they pay back then?
It's funny. It's like back in the day, I was the second highest paid tech in the nation at $18.50 an hour. Now, that same store, that's what they start you at almost $15-17 an hour because McDonald's is $15 now.
Yeah.
But when you talk about manual labor, you're right. Think about it. Picking up a tire, like if I rolled it in my truck,
Mhm.
you got to pick up and rotate the tires. My tires are 13.5 by 37s.
Ah,
That's the same thing as on mine.
That's a heavy tire.
you're putting it on the. You got to put it on the machine to take the tire off.
Yep.
If you're changing rotation balance on that, if you pull your truck, like say a 4-door with 37s,
Yep.
jack it up with three guys, you must be in and out at full rotation and balance, give or take about 8 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
A Honda Accord, it's a Honda little car. I mean, you have to have that rotate them and balance them on and off in about 3.5 minutes.
That's why the owners are billionaires. You know, it started here in Arizona.
Yes.
Discounted?
Yep.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. The founder passed away a few years ago.
Wow.
Kids, wife's alive, second generation's around still.
It got too corporate. In
Yeah,
my
it's very
opinion,
corporate.
very corporate now.
That's how it is.
Well, they probably had to as much as they grew.
Yeah, they're
Heck, you can
massive.
Find them
They're
everywhere.
massive. Yeah. So after discount, what's after that? What came then?
I started detailing
Okay.
full time. I got just tired. Discount kind of just start pushing me. I like to have fun. I not
Yeah.
fun. You
Right.
can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. So I was like, you know what? My clientele has been getting bigger. And it's funny is when I built that Red Road King, I was working at discount and detail, and I was kind of doing both. I was
Okay.
doing stuff for Nick Trask. I pulled my bike up, and he's like, "Hey, that's yours?" I'm all, "Yeah." I thought you detailed. I'm like, "Oh, I do bikes on the side." You know, so
Plus, he didn't try to hire you, or maybe he did.
yeah, Nick and I have always had that relationship of
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Keep it friendship, you know, and I'm sure if I quit work I just said, hey, I just want to get a paycheck,
Right.
clock in, clock out,
Wrench on bikes or whatever.
it'd be a different story, you know, but
So how long did you detail for?
I detailed I went 2 different segments. I did it for like 6 years full time.
That's a tough job too.
6 years full time. Oh yeah, Nick.
Too.
I think it was Nick's wife found me outside there in the summer. I was detailing the side of their motorhome one day,
Yes.
and she found me off the ladder, laying flat on my back, looking like I had a heat stroke. Yeah, so yeah, you get heat stroke. I mean, it was hot. It's
So as an
fun.
expert detailer, do you still follow the trends of that world?
No, not really, because it grew so big. Now you drive around now, you see mobile detailer.
Well, and I saw a guy kicking out there that they do dry ice now.
steam, dry ice.
Like, man, they do everything.
Yeah, I was more, I look back now, old school. I had my little bin of microfibers, my cleaner, my garden hose. I hook up to your thing, my pressure washer, and away I go.
Now they have their own water.
Yep.
It's
Spot
free. Yeah.
I was taught by a guy that literally he drove around in a little Tahoe, a Tahoe with his little, what he needed. And he had this huge, like 3,500 square foot house, nice toys, nicest boat, but he had a little Tahoe, and he was making money.
Yeah, but you earn that. Like our old truck driver did that for a long time.
Yeah.
Now he's back to truck driving, but you earn that money, and it's hard to scale because hiring people, they're not reliable and they
Don't do as good a job.
shit job. But I go across the street now, and these guys here do car storage, car repair, and they do a great job. We'll drop the car. They do it. I used to do my own, but I just don't have the
Yeah,
patience
I
anymore.
want to say Nick Trask, ironically, was probably one of my best clients because he saw, that it was a tough job. Like, he was handing me dirty bikes, dirty truck. He'd drive back from Sturgis with his Duramax lifted, Duramax dually, and it's just black with all these, like, God, where are all these bugs? Where did you come from, man?
Yeah.
Daytona, whatever. But, it's,
Yeah.
And I did stuff for Paul Tracy for years.
So how many years did you detail?
First couple years, I did full time for like 6-7 years, and then I stopped and got into bikes.
Okay.
They're doing the bike thing, and then I kind of wanted to start detailing again a little bit. So
By necessity, because you needed money, or you just wanted to do something different?
just do something different. It's like I always told myself, if I get tired of the builder or the politics of it, I have so many, I'm grateful for it, avenues I can go back on, like
Sure.
dirt bike mechanic. I can go work for a team if I wanted to. I can start training riders again. I can
Right.
go back to detailing. I can go back to doing this. So
How long did you detail for?
14 years total.
Okay.
So I did it for like 4 more years after.
4 more years. Okay.
On top of building bikes too.
All right. Okay. So you did both. That's okay. So then tell me about, because I obviously know your history with tell me about Stellar. When did that come into play? So when did you go to work for Stellar?
So Justin and I met through Guy and Jody from Guy's Upholstery.
Yeah.
So Guy's like, hey man, I know a guy out in Chandler. Can you live out in Chandler? And at the time, my baby mama she was pregnant, and it was getting tougher, and I was kind of like I wasn't business smart, I was just a builder, just wanted to build bikes. What I wanted to do, I want to have, like I was craving it. So Guy's like, hey, I want to introduce you to this guy. He's very smart, business smart. He has this huge warehouse in Stellar Park. So,
Which is in Air Park, right?
in Air Park in Chandler, yes, over by Chandler Mall, just west of it. So he's like, hey, let me introduce you to this guy. So we exchange. He gives my number, I believe, to Justin. Justin calls me. Hey man, I'd like to meet you. He comes to my house, meets us. We start talking. He saw a couple of my bikes. Oh, I've seen you around, this and that. And I'm like, well, it's not hard to miss you. You're 6 foot ginormous. He's a big
the
dude.
Viking. I call him the Viking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Squatch. I call him Squatch. But at the time, he didn't have the beard. Now he's got this big beard.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's like, hey, listen, I have this big shop in Chandler. I got like 5 Yaffe bikes. I got a couple Nest bikes, and I got a couple of this, and a couple of that, and a couple of this. And what I like to do is take these stock bikes and build them into something. Because that's when the bike building game was its prime.
Right. What was this?
I'll say 2008, 2010, 2011, 12, give or take that.
Okay.
14. And he's like, I have all these bikes, and I just want you to put your hands on them and start making them cool so we can flip them. He was buy it, flip it, buy it, flip it. So, perfect example, he would go buy stuff like Paul Tracy was selling 2 of his bikes, his GTR and a motorhome, an Impala. And Paul calls me up and says, hey, I want to sell all this stuff. I said, well, I got a guy that'll buy it all, but he's going to make you a deal. Like it, you don't, you don't. Sell it, you don't, you don't. So Justin and I went out to Paul's, and Justin goes, I'll give you this much for all of it. Paul kind of looks at me like,
I know Justin is like the king of low ball.
yeah, Justin.
You make your money in the bottom.
You take it or shut up or move on. And he's like, well, will you do this? I was just the guy there introducing him. Okay, I knew Paul. And he goes, yeah, I'll do all of it. So Justin, I went through and he had a detailer, but I would help him, along the way. And, but my job was to build these bikes that Justin had, and we would flip them.
Yeah.
Take a stock bike.
Yeah.
Do some touches to it. Because Justin and I guess, thankfully, we have the kind of the same cleanliness. Like, I see a vision. He likes my vision. So it worked out. So we worked together for like 3 years. And my job was to take these bikes, clean them up, or make them into better bikes, big wheels, 26s, 30s. And then Justin calls me in the office one day and says, hey, I think the day has come. And I go, I know where this is going. And he's like, well, it's not bad. I like you as a friend, but I think you need to go on your own. And I have the opportunity to build myself, and I got a deal going on with a Harley dealership, which is now Superstition Harley. And he has grown that into a monster. You know, everybody knows Justin as a Superstition guy. So it was kind of everybody hears about partnerships and getting ruined and this and that. So, you know, Justin said, hey, I think I support you. If you ever need anything, I'm there by your side. You're a close friend. And to this day, my daughter calls him Uncle Justin. And
That's awesome.
so I've always looked up to him because he's business. He's straight shooter. If you ask him a question, he ain't going to bullshit you. And he'll tell you. He'll walk right and be like, that bike's horrendous.
I get him saying it.
Justin, the guy is standing right there.
Yeah.
He's like, not my problem. Shouldn't have done what he did. Like, so it's always nice that he's come by my shop after he leaves work, and I still help, we help each other out every day, all the time, from business to friendship to family and opinions. And he's that guy that if you are stuck in Texas with a blowout and you have one number to call, you call Justin.
He and I
find a way to save your ass.
I was actually at his house a couple of days ago, him and Angie, and he even said to me, that there's very few people that you can rely on that will do what needs to be done. And I told him I agree, and I'm that way with him, and he's that way with me. And I know he's like that with a lot of people. He's just honest as can be, and loyal, and great.
Yeah, he's
great.
He's and my daughter walks into Harley, and she's all, "Where is Justin?" And she'll get on. Can I get the mic, please? I need a call for my uncle. And like Tatum, just hold off. He'll come around, and she'll go in the back and walk and look around for him, and she loves her Uncle Justin, and he's been there since the day she was born.
That's awesome.
So it's
you're a single dad, right?
Single dad.
What's that like?
It was touchy.
What happened? If you want me digging, what happened? I know you.
My baby mama and I split up. Some things happened that I found out about and what's going on, and I filed for full custody. And long story short, I have the proof to show it. I got falsely accused, this and that, and I get it. She did what she had to do to try to keep her kid, and there's a lot of ways that she could have gone a different route to make it better or make it work, but you fled with my daughter. And I got her back, but then as soon as we went to court, falsely accused, I couldn't afford an attorney, so I just got my ass handed to me by the judge. Because the judge believed her. When I had proof, the judge believed her.
Yeah.
So I've never been arrested, I've never done drugs, I hardly drink, and I had to do 36 sessions of mental psychiatric therapy.
Because of her false accusations.
I had to do 18 hours of parenting class. On top of that, I had to do 18 hours of domestic violence class. On top of that.
God.
And guess what? I blew through everything. Even the psychiatric therapy guy straight up says, "Oh, this is a waste of time." On the second session, he was like, "It's not you that needs to be here."
Sure.
Wrote a letter to her attorney, and they denied it. And I said, you know what? It's not about the money. It's not about her. I want to protect my daughter. Because my dad left when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Bolted.
Right.
And I was not going to do that to my daughter. If I had to sell everything in my shoes and walk around barefoot and to save my daughter or be in my daughter's life, I was going to do it.
Sure.
If I had to eat dog shit to do it, fucking sack it up. Let's go.
Yeah.
I did what I had to do. Justin knew what I had to do. People that are close to me knew what I had to do, and I did. And then, sure as shit, I got 50-50 custody because I found out her mom did some things when she was in Florida. I lost my daughter for 2 years. Like,
Oh, jeez.
never saw her. All I was a paycheck, paid my child support, and I did my classes, did everything I had to do. I proved to the system what I had to do to get my daughter back in my life. I found out what happened. I filed for emergency court order to get her back here in the state. I won. We were 50-50, and it just, man, I mean, I wish her mom would have bit them all. You know, it's sad, you know, but
she's not in her life anymore.
She hasn't seen her. I think she's seen her mom, I want to say 3 times in 3 years.
That's too bad.
She hasn't seen her. She's local. She
hasn't seen her.
She hasn't seen. So last October, I got granted full custody.
Okay.
Awarded back child support. I got awarded child support. I haven't seen a penny or a dime. And everybody said, "Oh, well, you." And the system is so. And I've had other dads call me and talk to me about this. I'm like, you know what? I'm not an attorney. I'm not. But I'll tell you, as a father, it's not about the money. You got to be in that kid's life. I called every day in Florida. Every day, I called my daughter just to hear that voice. Yeah. Even I knew what they were doing. They would put the phone on the over there in the corner, and I'd hear my daughter running around in the background. But you know what? I want to say the one time I saw my daughter, her mom came out to Arizona for 11 days. And they made me go to a crisis center to see my daughter because I was labeled this monster.
That's horrible.
So, you know what? Label me. I don't care. I told the judge, straight to her face, I said, it's going to be that day. I want to get my daughter back. I promise you. Yeah. I don't care if you're wearing a black cape and you're Batman. I'm going to be in my daughter's life. I don't care what you have to say.
For you, man.
How old is she?
She's 11.
So is it tough being, because obviously you're the breadwinner, right?
I cook, I clean, I do dishes, I get her ready for school. She's missed 1 day of school in 3 years.
Is it tough being a single dad or not?
It was funny as when we were in court, she straight up told my attorney, I ended up getting this attorney, a really good attorney, and he read all the filings and he literally looked at her attorney and said, her attorney asked, how much does he owe you? Like, you know what you did and the system did to this client, to this guy, I pro bono him. His daughter needs to be in his life.
That's cool.
So we went to court. I got 50-50, and her attorney actually ended up pulling out the week before court.
Oh.
So
he learned a few things.
He actually, it was pretty gnarly. If I sat and told you personally the whole story is.
So do you like date? Do you bring women around?
I dated. I've been single now for 3.5 years, and it's tough because you set that bar for your kid and yourself. And I mean, I have girls I'm friends with.
Sure.
But they don't stay the night. We don't hook up. She has a couple girlfriends that I brought around that are just, she knows, and she's asking, well, did you guys ever date? Nope. You ever done, she's ever stayed the night when I'm not here? My daughter's very smart. And
you gotta get the daughter approval.
Yep. I've dated, I've had 2 girlfriends in the last, I got Tatum back when she just turned 4 for 7 years now. She's been back. I've had 2 girlfriends.
Okay.
But it's being a single dad.
Yeah.
And I tell women, I'm like, it's easy for you're a good looking girl. A guy's going to take care of you. A man. I build bikes. I work on bikes. I take care of my kid. I don't have time for your shit. I don't have time for your drama. I don't care about your baby daddy. I don't want to hear your mouth bragging and talking what you had before him or for your 2 other baby daddies. I don't care. I just want somebody to be good to my daughter, loyal, not a drug addict, not a pill popper, somebody good. And it's Oh, you must have been one of those 8 I just said. So you know what? I'd rather just take care of my daughter and raise her to my best ability. Am I the perfect dad? No. But I remember that. I remember what baby mama said in court. Wow, how is he going to be a dad? All he did before was work. And then that's when my attorney said, well, he paid for the trucks. He paid for your house. He paid for the food. He took care of your kid. It's not his. He took care of him, bought him dirt bikes, bought him gear. So pretty much all he did was work. That's all he was a paycheck. So now it's my daughter comes out to the events. I have casual wear, hats, shirts, wallets, stuff like that. The goal is when we go out there is my daughter sits there at that table, and I told her, I said, at the end of the weekend, we tally it up and you get 50% of it and I get 50%.
That's all.
It gives her a goal, and that money goes in her pocket. And I remember one day I think it was Builder Showcase at the Hideaway. She sold like $400 in merch.
Wait,
on the first day.
50% before cost or after?
I don't care about putting into it. I'm not there to make money selling it. But if she makes $400, you get 200 of it.
I'd be like, you get 200. You get half of after you take out the
profit.
Yeah, no. To me, I do have. Yeah, if you walk up and you try to take it, hey, it's $1. That's $1. Or no, that's $25.
Yeah, because she's getting half of it.
Yeah, she's in her pocket.
She will sell a blind man a car.
That's
But yeah, it gives her goals, and she's very straight A's and B's. She's missed one day of school in 3 years, and I don't settle for C's. You got 1 C, 1 quarter, and it was, sorry, no TV in your room. You do your homework at the dinner table now before you go. It's good. And that C went to a B right away.
Yeah, that's good.
Just wait. She's preteen.
Yeah.
Lupe's gonna sing another song in a couple of years.
Oh no, I'm already known as that dad at that school with the boys.
And stay away.
He's here.
Stay away.
Yep.
You roll up on a 30-inch lay frame, they're gonna know. Oh, don't mess.
Did she ride with you, by the way? Did she ride in the back with you at all, or no?
So I built I did. Guy came in and was like, "Oh, whose bike is that?" Because if you hang out in a group and stuff, it's like, "Oh, Lupe, as soon as he builds them, they're gone. Somebody wants to buy it." I'm like, "Hey, that's how I pay the bills." So I had a Street Glide, a 14 Street Glide that I bought wrecked and refurnished it, clean and clear title, painted it all, put a tour pack on it. And we probably did. So her birthday and my birthday is kind of around in June. Okay. So 1 June last year, got her helmet, got her leather jacket, got her little Doc Martens on, and we started Friday morning, 6 a.m., beat the heat, went up Yarnell Hill into Prescott, had breakfast. We did 700 miles in 2.5 days.
Wow.
Rode up by the Grand Canyon, up and around. And
she likes being on the bike?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And she's got her little bunny ears on her helmet and sits back there on the tour. Just
nice.
Puts her arms out, and she loves it. But she's talked to Leanna Fairless. And, hey, how's that little girl doing? When she come to Sturgis? Because what I'm doing, I'm obviously got front of the board for the hamsters, and that's my goal as I look at their families and that environment and the good people around like Justin and yourself. And just, it's something that we're her family. We're her family.
Yeah.
The hamsters and Doug Eggleston.
Yeah.
Where's Uncle Doug at?
Yeah.
When's Doug coming at?
Yeah. Oh, I agree. To me, the bikes are cool, custom bikes, but being in the group, and Lionel, I went before the board.
Yes,
last year, right? Last year,
24, yeah.
And it's just about being around those people, and obviously the custom bikes is important. But yeah, we're going to Born Free, Texas. We'll be at Rick and Lena's kickoff party. It's tie-dye tiger on the roof. I mean, it's nice. It's just about around good people.
We've had this talk before, and like I told Rick Fairless, I've told Grady, I told the guy, I said, listen, I'm thankful to hopefully that one day I have that yellow shirt. It's a goal. That's my goal. Bike building thing to me is like, okay, that was my goal, to try to be a small dent in the bike building industry. Look at Crucy. He's built an empire. Nick's built an empire. Paul's built an empire. And I just feel like take it for granted that I'm just that little ant in that group. I don't want to be the guy. I just want to be that little, hey, hi, So, but to have my daughter have that family is hopefully, I started putting the math together and thinking, well, it'd be cool is I could be her sponsor someday. Because she's already like, I want to road king with a 26 full air ride. And I want to ride to Sturgis, or I want to go to Sturgis. When can I go to Sturgis? And I said, your school comes first. When you graduate, we'll have a bike. I'll help you build a bike.
It's awesome.
That'll be your first year at Sturgis.
That's cool.
Till then, your school comes first because she started school before Sturgis. Some kids start after.
Yeah, depending.
So it sucks. It's like, in a way, it sucks because I would like her. Like, my dream would be, obviously I got to do my years and the hamster is to be cool to have her there, if I get called.
Sure.
But and I know is, how many years did you do?
A long time. 4 years.
Wow.
My wife's like, I have to come after you.
So it's
she was more pissed off.
It is. It's tough.
Disappointed. I was disappointed too when I didn't, but obviously just got to keep putting in time, and your time will come, and it was worth the wait.
Yeah, and for me, I'm honest with all the guys that hey, it's hard because I got to now build a bike to hopefully I could flip it and sell it and take that profit and that money. That's my traveling money.
Sure.
And I'm building a 30 Road King that I have that I'm going to, this is my garage parts in the shop that I put together. I'm going to paint it, nice, simple, clean color, put it on the market, hopefully sell it quick, and that will be my travel money. Because I don't come from big money that make parts or do this. And my daughter, I cook, clean, buy groceries every week, pay insurance. So it's next year will be my travel year. Do Born Free. I got a chopper I'm building.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do I heard that they're going to do a Springer Showdown this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the Springer Showdown. So ironically, the chopper that I had built that go back earlier, my cousin, he passed away, cancer. That bike that he was building on that lift when I was building my first bike, I found it on Marketplace.
Hey there, everybody. I really want to share something very important and near and dear to me. It's called UM and UIM, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage for your motorcycle. It's something you can't afford not to have. We are lawyers. We represent injured riders, but you need to still call your insurance broker and ask them about maximizing that coverage so that in the unlikely event you get in a motorcycle accident, we can get you the compensation you deserve. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Call today and maximize your insurance.
It's pretty rough, so I'm going to tear it completely down, frame it, build a set of exhaust, repaint it a different color, change the bars, do a few things to it, rewire it up, and I want to ride the showdown.
So your cousin finished it, somebody else wrote it, and then
they had it, and some guy won it from a raffle in Tucson for $500.
Are you talking about the throwdown? Are you sure? Throw. Okay, he said show. Okay,
Springer Showdown. Last year was Evo Showdown.
Yeah, you said showdown. Like
Throwdown. Sorry, that you guys got snowed on, and
that was a trip. Riding through a blizzard was not my idea of a good time. So, it's funny you mentioned about your spending money, because we've had a bunch of people on, and that seems to be one of the misconceptions, is that even guys that make parts, they're not. Bike building $60,000 bikes. Most guys like you can make a living, but it's not like you're getting super rich off.
No, I'm not getting rich doing it.
Job, right?
I do because I love to do it. I can easily say, you know what, screw it. I'm done building bikes as a builder. I'm not going out to Cave Creek no more. I'm not going to Daytona. I'm not going to go do this. I'm just going to build a couple bikes a year. Go to Sturgis. Go to Daytona just as a, hey, I'm here. Hang out and. Hang out with the friends that I've met.
Sure.
I have, and I'll go back to detail, or I'll start training kids, at the dirt bike track.
Right.
So, but I enjoy building bikes. Am I going to have that one customer who's just a pain in the butt? Yeah, it's with any business.
Sure.
You're always going to get that one lemon. And it is what it is, But to this day, I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing and put a smile on my daughter's face and let her. She comes out and works on the bikes and helps out and does her thing. She'll go in there and tinker with stuff. She actually knows how to solder, shrink wrap. Yep, she'll go into my toolbox and organize my toolbox, and you hear tools moving around, and she's got all the standards with the standards, all the metric with the metrics, all the sockets put where they are. Cool. So to those boys out there, she's gonna be a handful, I hope.
Do you think you're a parent? Do you think parents nowadays are like too overprotective of their kids, like not letting them ride the bike somewhere, not do this or that? Or are you one of those people? Or are you more?
It drives me nuts when I see parents. For example, Tatum and I I said, where do you want to go for your dinner? Texas Roadhouse. Oh, go there. I look across, and Tatum looks at me. She goes, look at that. Just look. Look over. And you see all these bright light up screens. 3 kids sitting at the table with their parents and their friends, and they're all on their laptops.
I see adults that way.
No.
All on their iPhones. Yeah.
Awful.
No idea where they're at, who they're with. Yes,
Or what's going on around them.
Or what's going on around. Is there a shooter could come in ironically, or something bad happen, or somebody trip and fall, and they'd be like, they don't know. My daughter has a cell phone to call me when she's at her friends. She has a phone to call her friends. Listen, I know everything that goes on in that phone, and but yeah, it's what they say, the real world isn't the real world anymore. And the kids are just oblivious of what's going on.
It's the parents' fault, though.
Yeah.
Parents don't hold the kids accountable.
No,
Well,
go ahead.
Like I said, because I'm a father as well, there's a little bit of accountability, but I also think it's laziness.
Yeah, it's easy
Because
to give them a phone.
it's easier to give them a phone than to teach them, to entertain them, or to trust them. We were all trusted as kids to go out and do, bust your knees, bust your arm, whatever it was. But now we live in such a day and age that if the kid does something wrong, the cops are being called.
Yeah.
And it'll ruin their lives. So I think a lot of parents get afraid and lazy to say, okay, to protect you, it's easier to give you this screen and Correct.
Like my daughter, she cut her finger one day in the shop. She was over there sweeping up, and she picked up a razor blade and cut her finger a little bit, and it was bleeding. She said, Dad, where's that black tape?
There's some
Tape it up.
That's awesome.
I'll test it. I will tell you this, in my shop, I don't even have a roll of electrical tape in my shop. No duct tape, no electrical tape. It's all Tessa. I use Tessa tape or shrink wrap. And she'll shrink wrap. I had a guy from MMI come to me. And that's the sad thing is MMI, it used to be such a good school for developing into the motorcycle industry, and to each is their own. And in the custom world, it's almost to now useless. Like I had a kid come in from MMI, full graduate. Okay, it's soldering gun, shrink wrap, let her rip. Put those 2 cut off wires together and make it one. And I don't want to see it. Just show me. What's that? You mean what's what? That roll of silver stuff. I'm all, that's solder.
I even know that, and I'm not even that well versed. And yeah,
I said, all right, hold on a minute. Walk into the house. I have a big shop at my house. So I walk up to the house. I said, Tatum, you come out here and show this guy what's up. I didn't know it this time. My daughter, I think it was 10.
That's
9 or 10.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
And she's all, I said, hey, you want to show him how to solder and shrink wrap that and make it as a one? And she's all, no, I want to see him do it. She's
like, don't shade on him.
And he's like, all right. So we watched him, and it was like, oh my God. It was, and I hate to say this, is like you spend this much money to go to college and you can't put 2 pieces of wire, solder it. It looked like a knot.
Their focus, I think, now is more on the other
computer, diagnosing computer, and I get it,
But I've heard stories like that for years. Not to knock MMI, but that it's hard to hire people that know what they're doing.
I can't hire somebody to come push a broom for me.
Yeah, pretty much. What would you say, like What's the best and the worst thing about motorcycle industry from your perspective?
No, you got two, in my opinion, you got the motorcycle industry, and then you got the custom bike builder.
Tell me about that custom, and
The custom bike industry is you get the guys that they see, like me, is when the bagger industry blew up, you got guys like me like, oh, I want that. I see what this guy has. I want that. But there's doing it right. And we've all done, even the bike builder, I don't care what bike builder you talk to, we've all had to like half-ass it to get home, duct tape it or electrical tape it or butt connector it. Like me, I don't use butt connectors. I'm a Nazi butt connector guy. No, nothing. I'll cut the little plastic things off of it and get rid of it and shrink wrap it. It's the guys that see what we do. I would rather have somebody be like, hey, I'm doing air ride on my bike at home. And you give me some insights. And I'll give that to me. You asking me is better than you trying it, messing it up, and then they screw it all up. And I knew what I was doing. I work on bikes in my garage. We're at home, Oh, we all do it. We've all done it.
Yeah.
But I rather you ask me, give my opinion, help you. I'd rather educate somebody and help them than you do it wrong and then say, well, I know what I could do. And then they go out and hurt somebody or themselves, So I'd rather take the time and educating somebody how to do it than build it. And I had a couple of guys like, hey, I had a group of guys, they were riding from Texas to California and then from California up the coast and up into Canada. And they got my number from somebody, I can't remember, but there's like 8 guys rolling in my shop on bikes, just traveling, like tour packs, luggage. And the one guy's like, yeah, man, I was just riding my bike and they just start running like shit. I said, oh, well, what year is this? That's a twin cam. It's like a 12 or a 13, I think, at the time. He's like, yeah, it's idles high and idles low and idles high and idles low. I'm like, oh, it's that little rubber plug on top of your throttle body. You're missing it. See?
The vacuum.
The vacuum.
Yep.
Because the naked eye, you don't see it. But what he was telling me, I said, now tell me to the point of what it's doing. But and the sad thing is not knocking dealerships, but a lot of those guys that go to MLI or go to schools like that, they don't know that. Because they haven't been put in the trenches or over time. I mean, I learn every build I do, every bike I do, I learn. Somewhere I learn everything I do on a bike. I'll learn a different way. Not every bike is built the same. I'll learn something different.
So what's a bad part of it? What's a bad element of the industry or the like custom, like worst part?
People that say they know how to do it, they don't. And or they build these $60,000 performance baggers now. Because the whole now it's the performance bagger industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a buddy of mine bought one. Beautiful bike, big motor, Olin suspension, subframe, swing arm. Got a Rockford Fosgate, full system, bags, everything in it. Whoever installed it and whoever built this bike, it literally looks like a rat's nest under it. It's sad. A rat's nest of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't take the bags off.
Yeah.
There's no quick disconnects. All my bags have quick disconnects.
How do you have a sound system on a bagger and not take the bags off if you need to replace a belt, a chain, a tire?
I don't know. We can call the guy that built this $60,000 performance bagger.
You want to call him out?
I don't. And that's the one thing I will say. And you'll.
Now, when you talk shit about someone, give me some of that shit.
I will. If you go on my Instagram and my videos, people are like, they oh, you should start your own little podcast with calling builders out. And
we can start right here, right now.
And I've stayed. I'm not perfect. Back in the day, I've done things that make mistakes, and I would rather. I was always told, if you make a mistake, don't call the person out. Talk to them and educate them.
Sure.
And I've done that. Like, I've called a couple people and said, hey, man, I don't know what you did to this customer's bike, but it's a mess. And I will tell you right now, I want to fix it, but I want to bill you.
What did they say?
Dude, well, I'm sorry. Well, how sorry, and they I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to put your name on blast.
Right.
But
As long as you pay me for it.
you look at the work that you did, that you collected money on, and you tell me that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I know. I said, well, you messed it up. It's pretty bad. Like, it's bad.
How about someone that's doing like you really look up to, like that within the custom
world? I've looked up to Jesse James as in the chopper industry, the fabrication. Get on it. I build it. I ride it.
Yeah.
If you can't do 100, useless.
Yeah.
Then you got your Eddie Trotta. You got Dave Perowitz. All those guys had a dent in the motorcycle industry. Arlen Ness, icon. Corey Ness, Nick Trask, Yaffe, John Shope. Everybody paved the way for somebody that's in the bagger industry.
Anyone coming up now that you're like, this guy is the next?
You got.
I like what this guy's doing.
RKB. What's his name?
Rick
Bray.
Yeah.
Love Rick. Rick and I are tight.
Rick's awesome, dude.
I'm gonna have to build me
a chopper
one of these days.
Yep. That kid has got talent.
You ought to see his shop.
Yeah. Well, his old shop, didn't it burn down a while back, years ago? Was it Rick's shop?
No, it wasn't Rick's.
Because he did a bike for Born Free and it had wood wheels and it burnt.
Yeah, that was he had that stored at another guy's shop. Okay. But yeah, Rick built that bike and it burned at another guy's shop.
I didn't know if it was Rick's shop or not.
He shares his shop with an off-road shop.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. There's like one wall and there's like jacked up lift, like
pre-runners and race trucks.
Like, everything's back there. And then you got Rick's shop and he's old school, man. I mean, he uses old school machines and
awesome dude. Awesome he's a younger guy, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got a kid and stuff like that.
He's got two. I'll tell you what's nuts.
Wasn't his daughter at Sturgis this year?
His daughter at Sturgis in 24. And then he's got a younger son named Colby.
Okay.
I'll tell you what's crazy. I learned I've never TIG welded, and I'm not a TIG welder, but he's taught me and helped me as I've been in his shop.
Take your time.
He is so fanatical about his TIG welding that he knows his machine so well that everything's odd numbers with Rick. So I'm calling him out here. It's funny. He won't care. He was welding. We were working together. I was standing behind him, and I turned the dial on his machine. 1 amp. He's like, don't touch my machine.
Yep.
He could feel it. He knew the arc had changed that much.
It's the same way.
I'm like, dude, you're a wizard. Like, you are like dialed with this machine.
That's how it is in the motocross industry. The kid I was working for, young kid, Marky Worth, I mean, he could tell you between 1 click and 2 clicks. Tell you between 14 PSI and 12 PSI. Hey, tell me. But it's like me. I could get on a customer's bike. Like I rode a bike 2 weeks ago out at the track. Just riding through the pits, I'm like, sags off and something's off on this. We go back, do a few things, do this, do it, sure, But that's the thing is with the kids coming up and the way the industry has progressed, like I can get on a bike, the same thing as those guys. I can tell you what the problem is. It's because it's happened to me.
Sure.
It's happened to you. It's happened to you. So being around that environment of those loyal and good builders and communicating, because I tell people, because they ask me, and I'm grateful, they ask me, I can't say look up, but you learn more by shut your mouth, listen, watch him. Watch how he moves. Watch how he turns that machine on. Watch how he holds a soldering gun.
Sure.
Watch how he tightens that. Watch how you learn more by listening and watching than running your mouth and telling people you know how to do it. I don't know how to do everything.
One mouth.
Yeah, right? I don't know how to do everything. I'll admit it. I can't. And nobody knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
But I'll try.
Yep.
But the industry has progressed and moved. So it's like taking 4 worlds and watching them just shift around. But like,
and bounce off each other too.
Yeah. Like going back to the people I look up to, Arlen Ness. I remember looking at him and they're like, man, wow. Like the things you thought of at 3 engines on a bike. Jesse James. I mean, you got Dave Perowitz, Rick Fairless, watching these watching Billy Lane, the biker build-offs back in the chopper days, and now
I have one in the back here. Back there.
Oh wow. And then sitting there, Rick Fairless is like, "You got that Casper bike that you showed up? Right, he's all put it right here." Like, wow, thank you. So
That's awesome.
I guess they sense, like me, I guess sense, oh, I'm a builder, I'm this, I can do that. And I'm like, I see your shit box over there, But it's, you can't act like that. And I always, hey, that's cool, and hey, but, and the worst question I get people asking, well, what would you do what would you change on my bike? I'm like, oh man, that's a loaded question.
Everything.
Yeah. But no, I'd rather, you want me to be honest with you? If you tuck your wires, you run through the backbone, or you do this, and if you change that out with this, and I guess it's, because there's some builders I've asked, in the past, like, well, what would you do if you had my bike? Oh, that thing's a piece of shit. I wouldn't have done that. They're like, oh, thanks. So I'd rather educate somebody and talk to somebody, because I'm sure they would educate me on what they do.
Yeah.
I put my shoes on differently than you put your shoes on.
Right.
And so it's, at the end of the day, I'd rather I stop building bikes tomorrow. Customers, still going to build bikes. Still wanting to move to Oklahoma and have a big barnuminium and open up that shop and be like, ha, look at my cool shit,
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Why Oklahoma?
Obviously it's cheaper to live.
That's true.
And I'm blessed with the clientele I have now, because really I can, even Paul can tell you, any of these builders or, that have paved their road, it doesn't matter where you go or what you do, it's your quality. And if they want you to do it,
yeah,
they're going to ship it to you. I got two bikes coming from Minnesota.
Yeah.
I got a bike coming from Washington. I got bikes coming. I'm grateful for it, So if I could build a couple bikes a year and get back to my roots, and Oklahoma has a lot of motocross tracks.
I mean, Oklahoma's a cool place. I just didn't know why Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, you could pick up 5 acres with
That's true.
It's a 2,200 square foot house and a barnuminium or a big shop for $300,000.
Yeah. Watch the tornadoes.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
That's
tornadoes
what scares me away.
Yeah.
I don't do tornadoes.
What do we have here? The sun that kills everything.
Yeah,
and
There's Lupe's cool bike.
Yeah.
And tornado in Ahwatukee last week.
That's true. So what about like
Chandler?
What about someone like like young Lionel here? If he was a little younger and wanted, has some skill, obviously has done some tinkering, what would you tell them about advice would you give them if they want to maybe get into the game, get into the motorcycle biz, or building, custom bike building, for example?
Find that niche of a bike that you like. If you're a wide variety guy, you're in trouble. If you're like, hey, I like to performance baggers. Dom from Relentless, he's been growing. He's a growing younger gentleman. I mean, he's been progressing over the years, building a name. You help him out, and Law Tigers helps him out. So it's you got to find that one person. Like me, I looked up to Paul Yaffe and his cleanliness and the way he did things as a business and builds. Trask, looked up to him. I mean, to this day, it's Nick. It's
sure.
I to me, stay humble with it and try to find that person that you can communicate with,
sure,
look up to, and not be afraid of him saying, you're an idiot. Truth hurts. Sorry. And I've been told that. That's dumb. And like probably the biggest, you want to find a mentor. My mentor was Doug Eggleston. To me, he is, when he rolls in and with his bikes, like going back to the discount days, he brought me a 30, the King Kong 30. Nobody knew how to mount it. I mounted that tire on the ground with tire spoons. So I always look back as it revolves. Now I look back then, and guess what? Now he's my sponsor.
Yeah.
To be to that elite, So you need you look up to Paul Yaffe, you and Paul are tight, and you want to build, say, I want to build a performance bagger. Okay. There's tons of them now because that's the new thing. But who stands out the most in that industry? And then same question to you, if you were going to build a big wheel bagger, not saying myself, but who builds big wheels? You want to find that guy that picks the big wheels, or the everyday rider bike, or a performance bagger, or a soft tail, or a cholo build. It's the same thing in any industry: cars, trucks, boats.
Maybe that's
so. It's
you can do a cholo bike next time.
Yeah, it's
cowboy on a cholo bike.
I had one.
Yeah,
I had an 05 Deluxe that I had slammed.
And with the thing on the tail.
Yeah, I had the bedroll on it. I had 4-foot beach bars on it, and
I remember that.
here I roll up 6'2", and I'd stop at a red light and put my knees down almost because I was so.
knees are dragging. You pull up. Yeah, you just got to find that person that's in that industry, and the industry changes so much.
No, yeah,
it's like I guess it sucks to say is I didn't learn as much as I wish I did in the chopper industry. So I look at like Paul or Rick Fairless. I'm getting back into that because I'm building these choppers. So I'm looking at how they built that bike. Yeah. I don't ask. I'd rather look. I'd rather see how they're doing it. And then how can I take that and put my twist on it? How can I do that? So it's always learning. Yeah. Always, how can I make it cleaner? How can I make it my way?
Yeah.
It's the same when I built that Air Springer front end.
Yeah.
I did 2 of them. And how can I take an ugly Springer front end and make it hit everything clean?
Yeah.
And the guy, Tim from Ballistic Cycles, the Hubbless 30 bike.
Yeah.
He picked my bike at Sturgis at the 75th. The best engineer award. That to me was, oh shit, wow. Like, I seen his bike on the internet, like I see your bike on the internet. It's the only hubless 30 bike in the world. So you got to find that niche of person,
Yeah.
So it's like tattoo artists is not, some are good at freehand, some are good at black and white, some are good at sketching, some are good at freehand, some are good at color. So
do you have one go-to for your tats?
I had a guy named Rick do a lot of my tattoo work, but he's so busy and I haven't had to get any ink work done lately. And to me, I'd rather put my money in our more important things, family and home and bikes.
Yep.
Ink don't make me money, so can't go to that avenue. My coins get used wisely. So it's tough. Back to the dad thing. It's tough, very tough. It's wake her up, make breakfast, get a shower, get ready for school, comb her hair, get her to school on time, come home, work, run around, pick up my parts, do this, do that, mock up stuff, do what I got to do in the shop, and then 2:25, gotta get changed clothes, go pick her up at school, come home, back out in the shop until 5, 6 o'clock, back in, cook dinner. Hey, did you get your homework done? I'm trusting you. So
good for you,
man. Then to bed and story time or watch a movie, get her to bed, rub her back, and she's in bed by 9 o'clock and do it all over again.
Good for you, man.
Well, I can say legit, we got raw and real with you, man.
Yeah.
Man.
I appreciate it, and I just try to stay as real as possible. It's I don't have. You ask me a question, I want to answer it. I'm not a mask behind a mask.
Well,
if I can't do it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I've learned over the years is I tell up and coming mechanics or somebody wanting to get into the industry is don't be afraid to ask a question. If you can't do it, ask.
Sure.
You can hurt somebody. You can hurt your pride. You can hurt it can ruin you.
Hurt your customers.
Yeah.
The bikers.
And I'd rather you ask me.
Yeah.
And I guide you. Right. Don't be afraid. I'm like, you don't know how to do that. How dumb or not dumb, but like, how can you not figure that out? Right. It is what it is, I'd rather you ask than try and go out and get hurt or hurt yourself doing it.
Right.
So obviously they're calling me, they trust me, I see a lot of shops folding. I've seen a lot of shops fold and a lot of companies fold, and because they're dishonesty.
Yeah.
If I can't do it, show me or educate me.
Nice.
It goes the same way with being a father. I look at Justin. Justin, I've asked him, hey man, I'm screwing up on this, dude. Help me out, so, or Paul or anybody. If I'm jumping off track and you see that, kick my ass back on the track. Sure. I'm doing it wrong.
That's what friends are for, to help guide you. And that's what's great about our industry is motorcycles is kind of the catalyst to bring us together. And, you and I've got to know each other, and I appreciate that. And we just look forward to continuing to.
Yeah. I mean, look at how we met. We met and I see this guy rolling. What the hell's a Suzy Q bike right next to my Camo bike? I'm like, who's this guy? And I saw you at Sturgis roaming around, but I never met you.
Sure.
But I've seen law tigers everywhere. It's growing. And you built an empire out of it. And I saw you at Sturgis, and I didn't know who you were. Sure. I just saw you on Suzy Q bike.
Right.
So you came to sit down at a table, and I had a couple seats open at the table, and and hey, sir, and Justin was with you. I just knew you were with Justin. Hey, I got 2 chairs right here. You're more than welcome to sit. Oh, who are you? And who are you? And I'm like, I'm Lupe. And you're like, from Arizona? I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm Ari, the CEO, owner of Law Tiger. I'm like, no shit. You and I need to talk.
One of those tents, please.
Yeah. And I was like, I was kind of like, man, I asked, how do you get one of those tents? And like, oh, we don't have it in our budget and this and that. And I was like, all right, well, how did these guys get it? Or these guys get one? I want to be part of the cool group, So, and
I got 2.
Now I got 2, and I appreciate all the support and help. And I want to try to, like next year I want to get out as much as I can, do Born Free and do Donnie Smith show, Daytona. I'm grateful that Corey Souza is
I love that guy.
He said, hey, awesome. You got to come out to Daytona. You know that, right? And I said, yeah. And I said, well, I'm on a budget, man. He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
I got a bike for him. You want to give me Crispy? I don't know if you know what the Crispy bike is. Do you know what Crispy is?
I do.
The big 30 bike. And I was like, he's like, nope. I was like, yeah. So
that paint show.
But yeah, he's been honest with me about some builds, and Rick's been honest, and so it's, I guess we go back to the advice is just be honest. Yeah. You don't know how to do it, ask a question.
Sure.
So, and it's Dom, like you said, one of the guys coming up in the industry. If you're a performance guy, Dom's been, he's got his big grand opening, I think, coming up. And
I think we're involved in that. Yeah.
Another guy, company is in the performance industry. I want to start doing a little bit of it. I'm building I'm building a bike to ride to Sturgis next year. Cause I gotta do it. I'm gonna do like a mild performance build, kind of get my feet into that industry. I'm not trying to step on toes, but that's where it's going. And then as a builder, that's where I need to start going, is put my twist into it.
Sure.
So it's the same thing. Look at Paul. He built that BMW bike with a big fat tire 26 on it. And I was like, you did a what?
Sold for some decent.
Yeah. So, but he's always stayed in his lane, and I'll stay in my lane, and this guy stays in his lane. So I think I'll stay in my lane with the big wheels. And there's a lot on the market right now. Sure. So I want to be that guy that people hopefully be like, hey, call Lupe up. I need this fixed.
Yeah.
Or, and I don't want to get into that big performance, big motor, and this is just my opinion. You got the biggest, baddest motor and the baddest suspension. It's not about that. How can you ride as a rider? I mean, I ride my 30 bike like a dirt bike. I ride that thing at 130, 140. I got to 140.
Damn.
Mashing. I come.
We don't condone that, by the way.
Yeah.
No, but it's quick.
We don't.
But that's
On a closed course.
Yeah.
Professional rider.
Yeah. So it's and I tell people ride, and I see these guys that have these big performance bikes, and I even see them on the big wheel bikes. Dude, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Just because your friend's got one.
They still got to be
Ride by your means, man. Always wear a helmet. Since I got Tatum back.
Protective gear.
Yep. Ride by your means. Don't.
Yeah.
I know when to let. I know what my ability is, and I see these guys, and they're like,
yeah. Don't try to keep up with someone.
and just ride by your means, and
Yeah.
ride to your ability.
Yeah.
Don't try to hang out with the Joneses if you're not capable.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Because and I hate saying this, we've lost a lot of good people because they've unfortunately, and I tell the younger crowds, it's like, dude, I get it, you guys want to do all your burnouts and do this, but all these performance burnouts guys and performance guys are doing it in a course, but don't be doing it in neighborhoods or doing it with kids around.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you right now,
That's a check you don't want to cash.
And I've had these talks with a couple guys doing burnouts at like Cave Creek and stuff like that, and wheelies in front of all these crowds of people. That tire lets go and it hits me, or hits my daughter, or hits somebody that's important. I'm sorry, but there's a time and a place. Yeah. I wouldn't be doing a burnout in front of a church group on my 30 bike. What if I lose control? That thing hooks up.
Yeah.
Tire blows, burnt rubber.
Yeah. Got to keep it under control.
Tell everybody dude, I see them doing these burnouts and these big groups of people, and everybody's getting out there filming it. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm walking that way.
Yep.
Walking that way. So industry's growing. They say it's slowing down, but I see it every year we go to Sturgis and it's something cool, something new, somebody's talking, what's going on, what are you doing? So
those trends.
Trends.
We really appreciate you being on today.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Spend some time with us. It's been a pleasure. Even though I know you, I learned more about you, which is really why we do this, to really get to know the real and raw and honest person. Getting just a little deeper than just surface level. So. That's why we do it, and I always enjoy, like I said, having these opportunities. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to riding with you in the future and seeing the latest and greatest, coolest new thing that you come out with, new design, new bikes. So keep up the good work, and just ride safe. And,
thank you for having me and the support you guys have given me. And
of course,
you're like I always told you, if you ever need somebody to represent you or be somewhere, or you need something,
thank you.
At least give me a call.
Well, I'm going to be calling you down the next build I'm working on. Hey, Lupe, do you remember the time?
Yep.
He's going to get you on his Zoom screen. It's like, you show me what is this? Do this. I'm always, even if I tell guys, I'm like, hey man, even if I don't build your bike, don't be afraid to ask questions, or I can help whoever's doing it. I'm not here to take their money, your money, whatever. Sure.
I just want you to be safe. I want you to have your bike that you want.
Yeah.
And if so-and-so's building it and you're struggling with him, I have no problem talking to him and saying, hey, he's having some issues here, And I've done that, gone to other builders, other shops, and they're like, what are you doing here? Like, well, you're building the bike for so-and-so, and they've been talking to me, and I'm not stealing your business.
Right.
What you need to do, this, and this, and work with them more. Or calm down on this and help them with this and help them with that. Or, that helps them grow. That helps the industry grow. It's not, I don't want to steal your business.
Sure. Yeah.
They want to bring their bike to me. I'm not good. Yeah. And I don't, you need to do this and this and build your name, build your bike with him.
Well said. Well said. We appreciate, that's good advice. We appreciate it again. And again, thank you for being on.
Yeah. Thank you for everything and the support and having me on here.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yep.